Okay, so I hope this is not true. But here at Game Rant, they're saying Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 might be more of a road game. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15, anybody? Final Fantasy 15, anybody? Anybody? Let's go, guys. Let's go. Hello guys, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that little bell right there so that you can get notifications every time I upload a video, okay? Enjoy. What is up guys, this is your boy Andy Matrix. Welcome to Andy Arts TV, where I talk about anime, movies, video games, geek culture, and Japanese culture. So here I am at Game Rant, and they're saying that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 might be more of a road trip similar to Final Fantasy 15. It says, could include travel similar to Final Fantasy 15 with some improvements. So, if you watch the ending of Final Fantasy VII Remake, the secret ending with the, the DLC, you see Cloud, Barret, and Tifa traveling, traveling to this other, traveling outside of Midgar, right? They're on their way to Calm, and when they reach Calm, that's when Cloud tells them about what happened in Soldier, in Nibelheim with Sephiroth and all that. Cloud tells him that story, and of course, Cloud, that's just his fake memories kicking in. If you play the game, so this is going to be very interesting because how are they going to travel? How are they going to show them traveling from one area to another? Because after Calm, they travel down south to a chocobo farm, and from the chocobo farm across a swamp, right? So I mean, of course, most likely this is Final Fantasy, so of course they're gonna use chocobos, right? That is a must, right? But it looks like it might be a good idea to implement some of the, some of the travel mechanics similar to Final Fantasy 15. Traveling by car and all that. If you guys saw the thumbnail. And it says, so here I'm just gonna read you this one paragraph. This is the only paragraph we need to read. Everything else is just about the game itself. So it says, the next chapter in the Remake project already has an ambitious amount of content to reckon with so many new areas in Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 to feature a new travel system and potential a new phase of the game loop will likely make an appearance. It's possible the new game will feature an overworld mode similar to the most of the classics of Final Fantasy games, more likely like the classic Final Fantasy games. More likely though is that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 will incorporate a travel system similar to Final Fantasy 15 with vehicular and a chocobo travel featuring prominently. Traveling on a chocobo. Or driving to the other side of the continent with Cloud, Barret, and Tifa. I mean, that sounds pretty fun, actually. That sounds pretty dang fun. Now, yeah, so I mean, Final Fantasy 15, what I didn't like about it is that it felt like a Grand Theft Auto game. It didn't feel like a Final Fantasy game because of the driving. That really kind of sucked. The driving around, it really made it seem like you're playing Grand Theft Auto instead of a Final Fantasy game, and that's kind of what I didn't like about it. However, maybe Square Enix creating that served a higher purpose. And that is the travel system of Final Fantasy 15 could be useful for Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2, but because they're gonna be traveling, you have to think about how many areas are you going to visit in the next part, because where is the game going to stop? So the first part of the game ended with Cloud, Barret, and Tifa and Aerith leaving Midgar, right? So when is this one going to? Where is this going to stop at? At the Temple of the Ancients? At the Temple of the Ancients, or the part where Aerith dies? I mean, seriously, where is it going to stop? And this will determine how huge the map is going to be, right? Because after you cross the swamp with the snake, with that giant serpent, you go to that town that's kind of polluted, and then you get on a boat and you go across the continent to that, Playa del Sol. And yeah, so I think that they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to create if the characters are gonna travel by chocobo, walking, or driving, they're gonna have to reach an area where like it's kind of like a checkpoint, and that area is going to teleport you to another area, to another part of the map. Because if we're gonna be visiting so many places. They can't just you can't just go driving. They can't just create the entire continent and show them driving. No, that's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. It's gonna take up too much data, and nah, I don't think so. But we'll definitely see something similar to Final Fantasy 15. Maybe not exactly the Final Fantasy 15, but something definitely that is closely or very similar to it. What is up, everybody? Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can receive new future notifications. Check out the blog at ndrtv.com. Follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts or anything you want to say right below this video in the comments below. This is Andy Matrix. Thank you for watching. Godspeed, everybody. Godspeed.